Hello, my name is Samar. I also go by Sam or First Time Panner. That's Rosie. Roxy is somewhere else pouting because she's not getting a second serving of treats. This will be finally my makeup did you hear that? I'm so sorry. My makeup recap video where I talk about all of my potential purchases, empties, and declutters. I'm not like doing a beauty bank this year like I was in 2024 when I first did the series. I'm on a replacement only no buy, but still there is some movement in my collection, so I wanted to do this. I initially wanted to do it every other month, but I just couldn't because my life already this year has been so beyond crazy. So now I'm finally getting to it a week into April, and I have my done mug, which this looks so crazy, which has all of my empties and a few declutters. This is why I wanted to do this video every 2 months instead of every 3 months like last time I did my like empties videos every 3 months, because they just pile up and I'm just collecting trash. But anyway, I'm gonna speed up because I only have like 10 minutes to film, which is probably not a good idea for this video, but I think I'll start with the items that came into my collection. I didn't even grab them yet actually. I have two, and one is my Milani eyeshadow primer. It's still about half full. I had to declutter this because I dropped the cap one day and then my cats just immediately got a hold of it and started using it as their toy, and it just, not only was it lost for so long, but by the time I found it, it was gross. So I wasn't going to use it again, and then because there's some fur flying around, because this was uncapped for so long, it just kept like clogging at the top, so just got rid of it since I already had another eyeshadow primer anyway. And then my other declutter is this Dose of Colors X Orpha lipstick in the shade VHS. Yeah, VHS. It's just this like light, for me, light brown. This was in my 54321 project pan, but I have since replaced it. Now I'll get into my empties. So I guess you've probably seen all of these. I think I'll start with my two mascaras. These are just like, they're old. This one is actually pretty much empty, at least for my standards, because it's at the point where I have to put like 3 coats on my lashes to get anything. This is the Maybelline Firework mascara in the black brown shade, and then this one, I always have like a black and brown mascara open at all times. This is the e.l.f. Lash It Loud volumizing mascara. This is just a mini and it's in the black shade. I'm actually wearing it today because it's technically not out, but I like to replace my mascaras every 3 to 4 months, so I'm just gonna call it now. I would not repurchase, technically I did not purchase this one, but I wouldn't get either of these again just because they're not my favorites. Because I'm like shifting the brands I'm buying from, I'm going on tangents I should not be going on, but I've just been trying to find like my favorites from different brands. So I'm currently still on the hunt for a favorite mascara. I don't think it's gonna be either of these, but to be honest, they weren't bad, they just weren't favorites. Then you already saw this one for sure because it's so big. This is my One Size Powder Melt Glass Setting Spray. I have this in my 26 and 2026, and I went through this very quickly. I had used some of it when I rolled it in, and then after that it only took me 2 months to finish this because I had to use so much of this for it to do anything. I know some people love this, but this for me did not do anything that my like little $5 e.l.f. setting spray couldn't do as well. So again, not a repurchase. I have a bunch of these, sorry if that's loud. I have these pore filling primers. So this one is my most recent one. I think I already talked about all of these, but all of these were in my 2026 and 2026 as well. This is the and these are all minis, like free gift with purchase minis. This is the Ulta Beauty Collection Matte Veil Face Primer, which is like the face version, I think, of the eyeshadow primer that I'm using now. There's like dust flying everywhere now because I'm digging up all these empties that have been sitting here for 3 months. And then I have the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen. Sorry if you heard my fingers crack. And then I have like the e.l.f. dupe version, which is the Sun Touchable Invisible Sunscreen. I know this is supposed to be a dupe for the Supergoop one, but this one is actually thicker, which I personally like slightly better than this one, the Supergoop one, because it is like slightly more pore filling because it's thicker, but I have since like kind of replaced, I haven't started using it yet because I'm panning other things, but I've since replaced my favorite Unseen sunscreen with the mineral version from Supergoop, so I don't think I would be purchasing either of these unless like I make an elf order in the future and this is one of the gift with purchases. That's how I usually end up getting these. Then I have my glowy primers, or what I was using as glowy primers. This is the Supergoop Glow Screen in the shade Sunrise. Again, these are all like mini sizes, which is how I got through them so quickly. And then this is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Hue Drop. So this is like the bronzy version, but these are incredibly sheer. And I just use these, you probably know already, I use these on top of my pore filling primers. I totally forgot about this, even though I only finished it like a month or so ago. This is the e.l.f. Camo Color Corrector in the shade Peach. Like it says, just a liquid color corrector. I went through this very quickly. I think it took me about total usage maybe 3 months to get through. And I don't think I would repurchase this just because it did go so quickly, and I feel like I could just spend a little bit more to get like a more high-end one that would last me way longer. This one I also forgot about. This was like so early in 2026. This is my Tony Moly, like it's kind of like a tinted lip balm. It's the mini blueberry lip balm. This was my final one of these like Tony Moly fruit lip balms. I went through my other two last year, and the other two were clear, but this one was pink, and like it was very, very pink, and it would even stain my lips pink if I wore it too long. So I guess I'm like technically putting it in my makeup empties, even though I was using it as a lip balm, but it doesn't matter because this is not a beauty bank anyway. My other lip product is this Makeup by Mario. I can never remember what this is called. The Moisture Glow Plumping Lip Serum in Rosewood Glow. This was the like one part of one of the birthday gifts from Sephora last year, and I finished it in my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Definitely never ever getting this again, but it went very quickly because there was hardly any product in there. And then finally, my most proud empty of the year so far is my Fenty Beauty Matchsticks in the shade Truffle, which is the cream bronzer, or one of the cream bronzers. This took me 3 years to finish. Oh my goodness. And I was like actively panning it for basically almost 2 years as well. It just took so long to get through. This will last you forever. I finished this in my 26 and 2026 project, and I did say that while I am not going to be in the market for any bronzers anytime soon, if I ever was to repurchase a cream bronzer, it would probably be this one. Oh, and then I totally forgot about this one because I still had it in my little makeup acrylic organizer. My NYX glitter primer. This looks so beat up. This is the first one of these that I ever bought. I think I bought it maybe in like sometime in 2023, I think. This took me forever to finish. Oh my goodness. I have since repurchased it, which you'll see, but yeah, I'm finally done with this and I'm on to the next one. But that was my final empty for the first trimester of the year. So let me talk about the purchases that I made this year. The first one I don't have in front of me because it's like I made a purchase very early January of some Terra Moon singles. I think I bought 5 of them, but I have since like rearranged and reorganized my Terra Moon singles, so I really couldn't, I would have to like flip them over to find the exact one, so I'm not gonna do that. But I purchased 5 Terra Moon singles, which I know is against my no buy because I have not run out of eyeshadow. However, I did say that if it was something that I already wanted, like it was already on my wish list, and it was being discontinued, I could purchase it. And these were all shades that were on my wish list that were being discontinued. I feel like maybe 2 or 3 times a year, Terra Moons, sorry, this hair is bothering me. Terra Moons will like discontinue a bunch of their shades, and usually that is when I buy from Terra Moons because I always have stuff in my cart and on my wish list. But if I bought everything, I would be spending like $1,000 on eyeshadow singles a year. So I pretty much just buy from them when they're doing those discontinued, I don't know, when they have the shades that they're discontinuing on sale, which can be a little risky because oftentimes I'm not aware of the sale until after a lot of it sold out, but it's not the end of the world because it's just makeup. Anyway, there is one thing that I bought that was preemptive. I did not need to buy this, so technically this also breaks my no buy, but that is because first it's the Too Faced Better Than Sex Easy Glide Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner in the shade Chocolate, which is the brown. I bought this because I, at the end of last year, bought these two eyeliners from Lancome because they were like 50% off, and I needed a replacement for like my liquid felt tip eyeliners. I have since started storing them upside down because both of them, especially the brown one, after like only using this a few times, it was like there was no more product left, and I was so frustrated, but I was like, I just need to repurchase this. And I got this specific one just because it was like on sale and extra points at Sephora. But then while I was waiting for this to come like in the mail, I like, as a last resort, flipped this over so that I could get like the last tiny bits out of it. And ever since I started storing it upside down, it has worked not perfectly, but fine enough for me. So I've just been using it like that since then, and it hasn't run out since I started doing that. So I haven't opened this yet, and this is technically like now a backup, but considering I bought it with good intentions and it's the only backup I have, and it's something that I definitely will replace, I don't feel bad about it. Something I did actually need to replace is a black gel liner. This one is the Pat McGrath Labs Permagel Ultra Glide Eye Pencil in the shade Extreme Black. I went through absolutely all of my black eyeliners in my entire collection, and I just needed a replacement because I use this pretty much every day, and this exact eye pencil is currently my favorite black eye pencil on the market. I really need to hurry up, but to replace this Maybelline mascara, about a month ago I bought this YSL mascara just because, again, it was on sale and extra points. It's the Lash Clash in the shade 2, which is just their brown shade. This is definitely not my favorite, but I have a feeling this is going to last a very long time because this has not started to dry out at all, and every time I take it out, there's still plenty of product on the wand. So it is what it is, whatever. One of my neighbors, I had to reorder this actually because when this was delivered, they delivered it to the wrong apartment, and my neighbor stole my package and then lied about it. But I have a picture of like them delivering it at their apartment, so I know they got my package. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into this, I don't have time to be salty. Finally, as I mentioned, I replaced my NYX Glare Primer, but this was my final purchase of this quarter, or this is actually technically my first purchase because I knew I was going to need to replace it, and I had an Ulta gift card. But yeah, this is the last product that I have to talk about as far as my purchases and my makeup recap. I need to go, but yeah, I'm glad I finally got this video done so I can like get rid of all this empty packaging and start a new cup of empties and declutters. Hopefully I won't be really decluttering any more stuff this year because I did like a massive declutter last year too, actually, because I moved to, anyway, I keep talking. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.